All right, everybody. We're on the couch today because we have a therapist here, so we got to be on the couch, not the chair. We got to be comfortable and woo, because I don't know what's going to happen here with her. So we're gonna get right into it. So, hello everyone. Hello, Miss Trina.
Hey, girl.
Hey, my
y'all.
friend. my friend. Okay. Well, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Korean Thoughts. This is your safe space where we grow, where we talk about healing and just real conversations and just everything is just on the table. Everybody would just enjoy it and just this is where we have our safe place where we can talk and just maybe help somebody too. So this is what we're going to do today. So by me saying, so let me give you a little introduction on her. She is just not my friend. She's just not my sister. She's not my running exercise partner. It's gonna be business too, but we'll get into that later. She's an expert. And when I say an expert on mental health, she's a therapist. She's a calm person. She know how to talk to you and get you right. And I'm gonna let her introduce herself because baby, we finna unpack and process and protect our peace today. So by that being said, Miss Trina Rose.
Hey,
my baby.
Hey, girl. So crazy.
Yes.
Hi. Hello, Miss Chaz.
Hey,
Hello,
honey.
Chaz's folks. I am Trina Rose Frazier. So let's say Reese.
That part.
I am the owner and operator of the Rose Center, which is a private practice here in Beaumont, servicing 12-year-old and up. We handle things like depression, anxiety, trauma. Those things like show up a lot. Depression and anxiety. And a lot of times you realize that trauma shows up with some of those things too. It doesn't have to, but it does show up a lot of times with those things. So you deal with trauma. So I do work with people with a lot of trauma and stuff like that. So I do cognitive behavior therapy, EMDR, which is a trauma therapy, just different things just to focus on those things. We do workshops and events and stuff. And then I also have a nonprofit organization called the Pop Psych Foundation. Also mental health related. And with Pop Psych, our mission is to bridge the gap between mental health needs and access to care. And we want to promote awareness and also generate funding. So we do events, we do things like this. Like this is a part of the goal is to get out here and talk about these things and make it normalized, right? Make it normal. Normalize talking about mental wellness, normalize talking about mental health. That is my mission. That is our mission. And so we have that as well. Again, that is the Pop Psych Foundation. So been in private practice for 6 years now. In April, it'll be 6 years.
She's not a coach, y'all. She's a therapist. She's not. I'm just saying, she's not a coach. I'm learning things.
Shout out to the coaches out there that are doing the work.
She's a therapist, so
there is a difference. But I do have coaches that I know that are awesome, and the coaches do not. I have coaches that are awesome, but I do know that some people have their qualms about it. That is a battle in the field.
Excuse me.
To be honest with you, that's like a said and unsaid friction there between coaches and therapists. But if you out here trying to help people and do no harm,
that's it. If you're trying to help, then go for it. Help,
please,
because people need it. Either way it go, we gonna need it. We need it.
So if you holding space for people that's gonna help them to grow. I believe in that because our ancestors didn't have this license that people say that we have to have, and they still will help us and heal us. So I respect everybody as long as your journey or more like your approach and your plight is that to help people and not hurt. I'm cool with it all.
I love her. She's taught me a lot because as y'all know, I deal with a lot. She tells me, this is the one that tells me, do not say the A word. You're just excited. You don't have anxiety. You're just excited. You're anxious. And ever since that, I have been saying that because that word should not be in our vocabulary.
Well, it is. So let's clarify though. But let's clarify.
Okay.
Because you can call it that because if you call it that, then you can actually work towards it. You give it a name.
Okay.
It's just that I want to encourage people first language. So I'm not gonna call myself anxiety. Like I'm like I am an anxious person. I'm gonna say I'm experiencing that right now, because then that indicates that I can
I
get from
can.
under it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just that I don't want to label myself to where I'm just an anxious person, because then I'm affirming that. So I may experience anxiety, but that is not the totality of who I am. I'm Chaz first. I have all these things, and one of the things that I experience sometimes is anxiety. And just
Right.
like I can handle the things that I do appreciate and that I'm able to do, I can handle that too. So you can
Okay.
call it by name, just we not
Just
gonna
call it by
wear like a
name.
label, you
Don't wear
know.
a label, but you can call it by name.
Call it by name.
See, she teach me every day, y'all. Y'all better get y'all a friend like that. Y'all better get y'all therapist in y'all life, in y'all circle.
Oh,
Even though I can't go to her.
No, she cannot.
So I'm trying to get some free information right now, y'all, as you see. But hey, but the reason why I want her is because she deals with mental, she deals with the trauma, and we all go through something in life. I mean, a couple of months ago, you have been dealing with something with your husband, Patson, and I've been dealing with grief, and so many people deal with grief in so many levels, and a lot of people too don't understand grief is not just losing someone. I've been doing my research because I was gonna come to you correctly.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that as well. Grief is not just losing someone. And I was like, wow. It's deep. It's deep. But we'll get into that. But this is just something I hope we can help someone, because I know I would need some help and advice, which I get it from her anyway. But on grief and mental health, because some people don't understand when they hear mental. I think we were talking about that at dinner. When you hear mental, you think, oh, I'm not crazy. I'm not this, but you don't understand really what it all entails of.
Yeah, you don't know what it means, and so you just
right.
take
So
it
when
as
you
a
said
negative.
that, I was like, that is so true, and I'm glad she clarified that, because some people just being quiet about it.
Yeah,
and they may not know they have. I mean, they know they have it, but they just being secretly quiet about it. So we're gonna get into some of that. So I have some good questions for her, because I already kind of gave it to her. She was like, ooh. Yeah. So my first one is, what's one thing people misunderstand about mental health? One thing will you, and it's not gonna be one, I know.
No,
but
I was thinking the most important, like
the
what I
most
think is the
important,
most
yeah.
important, the most prominent. And I think ultimately, if I had to pick one thing, mental health or mental health issues do not have a respect of person. So no matter what your race is, no matter what your ethnicity is, no matter what your socioeconomic class is, it can supersede all those things. Now, we do know that there are some things we experience that makes us more susceptible to stress.
Wow.
But when it comes to mental health issues, there are people that, like, because I know one of the number one stresses people talk about is money. But there are people with all the money in the world that you find out still struggle, still succumb to unfortunate completion of unaliving themselves and all of that. And so then people look at them and go,
why?
Well, they had everything.
Yeah,
why they
yeah.
did that? And so that's what I'm saying. So, and then there's some people who you may feel like on the
That's deep.
outside don't have much of anything, and yet they're smiling and they're happy. So we have to understand that it supersedes any category that you want to put people in. Black, white, Caucasian, or how you say what, excuse me, Mid-Eastern, whatever descent, whatever ethnicity, whatever country, wherever you're from, you can experience challenges with mental health. We all have it.
Yeah, we do.
Just like with physical health, we have to start looking at the fact that physical health, everybody accepts that. Mental health, you don't want to accept it, but it still exists. And so when you ignore it, it's the same thing when you ignore physical ailments. They don't just go away. They just continue to progress and get worse until you have no choice but to go. And so now you're at the emergency room, because whatever you've been ignoring has started to cause problems that you can't ignore anymore. But there's no mental health emergency room, right? They just try to stabilize. They're not trying to talk to you about what brought you there.
So true.
So that's why you have therapists to follow up with.
There it goes, you guys. That was so simple. So simple, but some don't understand it.
Yeah.
Simple.
Well, we all have it.
Yeah. Well, another question is, how can we tell the difference between, oh, this is a good one. How can you tell the difference between stress and deeper emotional burnt out?
Okay. So when we talk about stress, there are levels.
I
And
never
so I
knew
think
that.
that
I got all the levels probably.
it depends on what is
Yeah.
the stressor, right? What's causing the stress. But I believe that ultimately, when you talk about stress and then deep emotional, you say deep emotional pain, like that. Well, those can show up in the same space, right? So deep emotional pain can cause stress, and then stress can sometimes tap into or ignite some of that deep emotional pain, right? But I think ultimately, when you're trying to determine which one is, if you're trying to decipher it for the sake of like how to approach it, then what you're really trying to do is figure out what's the cause. You know what I'm saying? So we'll say stress, because stress causes a lot of things. It really does. But the thing is, it's about how much stress. Because sometimes you get stressed out about something enough to care about
That's
it.
it.
Like
Right.
you care about your space, and so you might stress out about something like, oh, I'm supposed to do this and that or whatever, but not to the point where you get so overwhelmed that you just don't come to your space.
Correct.
Or you decide, you know what, I'm just gonna cancel whatever because I couldn't get it there. It's just like I care enough to make sure that my space is curated to a certain standard. That's what my nervousness or my stress did for me. That was enough to encourage me. When it becomes too much and overwhelming, that's when it's a problem. So like too much stress. Well, now I'm not even motivated to do anything. Right. I'm actually demotivated and discouraged. Whereas with deep emotional pain, I think that sometimes with deep emotional pain, some people hide that. And so with stress, a lot of times you can see it more on the outward, like you could tell, you pick up on the signs that somebody's stressed. But people walk around with deep emotional pain all the time that you never know that they're dealing with unless they share it with you or unless something ignites it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so that would
it.
be some way to differentiate it.
That's a good one. Cause oh Lord, my stress levels be all over the, and that's a health. That's a silent killer.
Yes,
You
it
know,
is. And the thing is with stress,
that's a silent killer.
the thing about stress is that, you know, the wear and tear on the body and all those things like that. But the other thing is deep emotional pain can be that silent killer too, depending on how it's affecting you. And so I think ultimately when you're talking about like, okay, so I deal with all kinds of stress. Yeah. But when we teach you deep breathing exercises and stuff like that, we're trying to get you calm in the moment so that you can basically reclaim the control of yourself and reclaim the power over your vessel.
Right.
When we're dealing with deep emotional pain, a lot of times that's more of a conversation. That's more of a the method where which we would deal with that. Like with stress, we can calm it down.
Yeah.
Now, like I could take you through some deep breathing exercises just to at least get your system calm. But with deep emotional pain, that might take some time.
It will.
You know what I'm saying? That may take some time. You may withdraw it within the conversation and decide that that's enough for you, and then you hit pause. But stress doesn't always allow you to do that.
Oh Jesus! You see when that stress, that silent killer came, it just like got me all choked up.
Yeah. Stress can definitely mess with your immune system too.
I'm dealing with a lot with that situation.
Yeah, it could definitely mess with your immune system for sure.
Baby, this live, we just do what we do. Okay. So another one. I got a little emotion on that one. So what does protecting peace truly mean? Everybody be saying it. I need to protect my peace. I need my peace. I just got it. What does that really truly mean?
So, protecting your peace. Well, first of all, if you are a person that has taken the time to work on establishing your peace in the first place, so you got to establish it before you protect it.
Right.
And if you're a person that really has genuinely gone through the journey, has overcome things, has learned some things and whatnot, then you value your peace a lot more.
Correct.
And so the thing is, there are some people that don't really understand the importance of, they don't acknowledge the ideal of, or they don't really experience this ideal of peace. And so they won't have a problem with disturbing yours. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all heard that?
And so with that, it's like a lot of times protecting your peace has a lot more to do with what you're doing as opposed to what others are doing. Because you don't control other people. And the peace that you're trying to protect, you want that peace. Somebody outside of you might not care at all about your peace. And so it's more for you to protect it because you value it. You know what I'm saying? And if you find people that also value your peace, in other words, they promote it, they encourage it, that's great. But we're talking about me protecting my peace. So first you have to establish what your peace is. Like establish it, and then when I'm there, I'm going to do what I can to remain. And when I get out of it, I'm going to work hard to get back. So a lot of times, like, you don't just get to peace and stay there. And I think some people think, I'm here now, so I ain't finna do this, I'm not finna do that, I ain't talking to this, I ain't talking to that. It's like, well, it's not gonna necessarily be that easy to dismiss everybody, because there's another problem that comes with that. However, when I am battle tested, that means I've been in a space that could have disturbed my peace, and I realized I was actually able to manage better than I was before.
Wow.
Right? That's about protecting my peace. When something comes to disturb it, because sometimes circumstances happen in life that it's not even malicious.
Right.
It just happens, and we forget the fact that life happens. Things happen that we won't like sometimes, and it'll throw you off.
Right.
And so it's like, how do I get back? So the goal is to get back to peace, because for peace, I call peace and balance the same. And so when I get off balance, outside of my peace, I'm trying to get back to it. So how do I get back to it? Now, protecting your peace, because we're going to hit it from another angle. Let me be very clear.
That's it.
One of the things that I learned is that everybody can't go. So when you start protecting your peace and you're looking at the individuals in your life who you feel like were attached to the disturbing of that peace, some of them may be able to come. Maybe they'll grow. But some people you're going to have to let go.
Let them go.
That's a part of protecting your peace. Some spaces, you're going to have to stop going.
Wow.
Because you're trying to protect your peace. Like, you're literally going somewhere knowing that this is a space that is going to disturb you.
Right.
And that's not a knock on the people you're going to necessarily, or a knock on yourself. This is just what it is. Without judgment. I just know that I won't be able to conduct myself in a way that I desire if I'm in this space. So I'm not going to go. And everybody won't understand that. You know, you tell people you don't want to go there, be like, why? And you do a lot of things, and you support a lot of people. So I imagine anytime you tell somebody, I don't think I'm gonna make it, they're
gonna get upset and like, well, she go to this or go to this, and people don't understand. This is true. You are so right. Like, people don't understand the peace, and you can't just say, I can't say I'm protecting my peace. So I have, you
actually can say that. I don't
know.
Now whether they ready. Now, the thing is, you get ready, because again, everybody's not gonna receive that the way that you're trying to send it out. And it's like, if I'm saying I'm just protecting my peace, because you know that certain people won't be able to receive it because they don't understand what you're saying, then you have to know your audience. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And know is a complete sentence. Ooh. Like, you have people that you may want to further explain to. Like, some people you might provide more of an explanation to them because you care, but you don't have to, because no is a complete sentence. Just like, if you wanted to say, not at this time, I wish I could, but I can't, maybe next time. If you want to get more specific, because some situations call for more directness, I'm not comfortable doing that, or whatever the case is, you can say that. But it's like, people will take stuff personally no matter what, and you cannot be so caught up in that, because then that will keep you stuck, because you're trying not to hurt feelings. There is a time to hurt feelings. I need y'all to know that there is certain times when it is appropriate to hurt a person's feelings. And I'm going to clarify that, because I know sometimes people take me as a mean girl. So I'm going to tell y'all.
God, they do. And clarify. Sis, microphone check 1, 2. I need y'all to listen, because I'm glad she finna clarify, because so many people come to me like, oh, she spoke today, or she a mean girl, or she doesn't smile, she doesn't, and I don't get that out of you. I don't get it. And I think, and I'm just saying this, I think people think because you're a therapist and you are all these titles, you have to be like, are you okay today?
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
The sun is shining.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is, Trina.
Yeah.
I don't think they think you're mean. I think they just don't. You're very straightforward.
I'm human.
And you're human.
I'm very human. I need people to understand that.
I'd be like, is she nice? Like, I've gotten that from 2 people. I think, like, she don't smile. I said, who don't smile? She smiles a lot. She probably just got a lot of clients in her mind that she got to deal with. But I want you to clarify this, sis. Yeah. I think you really do need to clarify that.
I mean, okay, so if I can be frank with you and your audience.
Please.
I am Beaumont raised. I've been here majority of my life. And I graduated from Central High School. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people know me all day. And so people know me. And so the thing is, have I been a mean girl in my life? Yes. Okay.
I know that side of her too.
Okay, first you said you was gonna let me
Okay,
clarify.
all right,
So
clarify.
so have I, and I mean I'm talking about,
Yeah.
younger, but I will also be very transparent with y'all. Definitely was a mean girl to a certain extent. I also was introduced to mean girls at a very early age. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is, these are no excuses. These are only explanations because I don't do excuses.
That part.
It's just that I had to learn another way to protect myself.
Wow.
That's what I had to do.
Protecting your peace.
And so before I got anywhere near somebody's office setting up a practice of my own, I did my own work.
Wow.
I don't hide behind I don't hide behind what I'm doing now, nor do I shy away from the things I've done. And so at the end of the day, I feel like I'll tell you, like I've told people before, I remember one time my dad was saying that people will try to judge us very harshly, especially if we claim to be Christian. That's a big thing.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of judgment. And so I tell anybody, hey, if you think that I'm worse than you and God was able to shine his grace upon me, imagine what he'll do for you, because you better than me, right? And that's how I feel about with therapy as well. It's like at the end of the day, I don't regret anything that I've experienced in my life.
Most definitely.
Because it has shaped me to be who I am for my clients. And when they show up in my office as mean girls or hurt women or hurt young ladies or hurt young men or whatever, I can receive them because I know what I needed when I was in their shoes as well. So I give them a space. I hold space for them. Now, as a human being, I love it. I'm not necessarily cheery at 4:30 in the morning. Which is when I start encountering people sometimes.
Yes.
And I'm not necessarily the person that's gonna always be all in people's faces, because I know I check in with myself before I go around anybody. I know where my energy is at. So I've had candid conversations with people that we know and told them straight up, like, I don't always speak.
Sometimes you don't speak sometimes to me anymore. I'm like, okay, it might be one of those days.
It's not even that. I'm just trying to get it together.
Like in my own zone, and then you'll call me like afterwards. Sus, you okay?
Exactly. I'm watching all this. I'm very observant. Very observing. But if if this is the energy vessel and this is how much energy I have, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to use that energy for what I came here for. Right. Because I don't have a lot.
You're right.
But I also tell my clients that when your verbals are being misunderstood, you need to check to see what your nonverbals are saying. And when your nonverbals are being misunderstood, you need to clarify with your verbals. So when people see me and they be like, oh, this and that, then I'll tell them, like I told them, I'm like, yeah, I don't always speak all the time either. I don't really always want to speak. And it's not that I don't, like, it's not in a malicious way. People automatically, oh, that's just rude. It's like, but if I give you this energy and it's off, now you go interpret that. Ooh, now you go look at how I said it. Oh, she spoke, but look how she said it. It's like people gonna always have something to say. So I just be myself.
So that's what I'm saying. So as a therapist, do you get that are we supposed to be like this, or are we supposed to be this type of person?
I just talked about that with somebody before I came here as another therapist, and it's like they expect us to always be on and always be. And the thing is, like, no, like I need people to understand that we're not gonna always be sunshine and rain. Sunshine or whatever. There's rain, because the people that we are working with and the stories that we hold, because we are the keepers of secrets. Yeah. And I don't think people understand what that means. Like, we hold secrets that some of y'all family members that share secrets with their therapist that y'all will never know about. They won't ever share it with you. But you know what I'm saying? But we hold that. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And so that's that. But I'm pretty good at keeping my life and my personal and professional separate. But who I am as a person is still who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I've not just been that person. And to be honest, they trained us like that for a while. When I was coming up, now it's getting different. And I'm actually one of the people, I'm pioneering to change the way therapists conduct themselves and the way we are looked at, because it has always been about being very covert, very hidden. Don't let people know what you do. And this, that, and the other. And being in, I call Beaumont Little Big Beaumont, so small town mentality, but we're not that small, but we small enough. And so the thing is, it's like, when it comes to being a therapist, that's my profession.
Correct.
That's my job. Correct. And so it's like you go out like exactly. You're not riding around with all of this stuff in your truck ready to throw out. When people want to come and come to my location. Listen,
I would, sis.
But the thing is,
But I
it's
get
like,
what
but
you're
you have a
saying.
space
Right.
designated for that, right? And so people want to hold it to you. Now, I'm not gonna necessarily wild out in the streets. And again, I tell you all the time jokingly, but it's true. I have been the rah-rah girl. You know what I'm saying? I've been about the rah-rah and everything before. And again, so when the girl comes in my office about it, I can talk to her and hold space for her. There. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if I'm out with my family and I want to laugh, I can laugh loud too, because you know me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, buddy. When it's funny,
yes, loud.
they talk about I don't smile. Baby, these braces be all in people's face, okay?
I think people, it's just that persona people have. Just like a preacher's daughter. You think you feel like they have to, so it's just that. And
so annoying
that therapists and whoever have to be that way. But yeah, I'm glad you clarified that.
And everybody, first of all, let's be clear, we all need standards. So just because a person is not in the profession of helping people traditionally, I think that everybody has a certain code that they need to stick to. But when I'm in my personal life, don't expect me to be a therapist. That's just the bottom line. You don't want to talk to nobody. You got people that's nurses.
That's it. They don't want to talk about
and don't speak and don't do all of that. And you're not saying, "Ooh, that type of thing."
Totally.
So I'm like,
that's so true.
Because I be feeling energy too. And let's be very clear. So when I walk in, if the energy feel weird, I'm not speaking anyway. So I'm like, oh, that feel a little weird. And that's just what it is.